Welcome back to the Morning Blend. This is so exciting. Okay, this 28-year-old woman that you see right there beat the odds, lost a lot of weight, and has transformed her life. She now expects to live longer and happier, and today she is sharing her inspiring story and how she did it. And now for the big reveal, here's Katie!
Yay!
More than 50 pounds thinner, and get this, she has lost 51 inches in less than, get this, 7 months.
Look at that
amazing.
waist. Beautiful.
Look at her. You go, girl.
Everybody wants to know, how did she do it? And how can you do it? How does someone go from a size 12 to a size 6? One more time. Here's Katie's before. You're looking at it. And here she is after right there. And today we're talking about, here's the key, the HCG diet. Could it be right for you? Katie's here along with Dr. Susan Rieg, right in the middle as soon as we show them. Ta-da! Yay. There we go. Dr. Susan Rieg and nurse practitioner Amelia Tollefson, who are from the Transform Diet and Wellness Center. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Katie, you look amazing.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I have so much energy. I just, it's different life.
Do you miss those 50 pounds?
No, not at all.
50 pounds is a lot, Katie.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight to lose. And to do it so quickly, you feel that you owe it all to what?
To HCG. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think people are going to want to, they've heard the buzzword HCG before.
Yep.
What exactly is it, and why is it different? Because we did have a viewer ask us about stuff that you can buy over the counter or online.
Yep.
What's the difference between what you do and what's illegal?
That's a great question. And what we're doing at Transform Diet and what Katie did was pharmaceutical HCG, which is completely different than the homeopathic HCG that's available in the stores and online. We get it from a compounding pharmacy, so it's true pharmaceutical HCG. And what it does is help your body release fat stores, preferentially, so that we're preserving lean body mass, we're preserving skeletal muscle, so we're not having the weight loss occur in muscle and in fat. It's almost exclusively in the fat component.
And what I think is incredible about this diet, it's true that most people in just how many weeks lose, women 23 pounds and men generally lose 40 pounds or more. Is that in 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah, the first part of the diet, the first 3 to 4 weeks goes very quickly, and our female patients will lose about 1/2 pound a day average over time. Male patients will lose 1 pound a day. And then, as you know, the weight loss slows down a little bit. So that's why we have the patients come off the HCG, take a break, go on maintenance, take maybe 2 months off, and then go back on it, because then they'll have the more rapid weight loss
And you
again.
did 2 rounds.
I did.
Right, Katie? Okay.
So to lose 50 pounds, you did 2 rounds. That would mean, though, in the first couple weeks, you were probably losing upwards of 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a day.
Roughly, yeah.
That's got to feel really good.
Yeah, it was very motivating to see the scale go down every day.
I was going to say, because oftentimes they tell you as a female who's trying to lose weight, don't look at the scale, don't do that. But you also took measurements, and part of this diet is being aware of the scale for that amount of time.
Right, and for the HCG treatment part, it can be a little irregular. I mean, some days you might lose 2 or 3 pounds, and then some days only 1/2 pound or nothing. But when you go on to maintenance, I mean, I think the most important part is when you go on to maintenance, and what we really emphasize is the ability to stabilize the weight loss. I think what's so incredibly important, so many weight loss programs help you lose weight, Weight Watchers and so on, but what stands apart with HCG is the ability to really maintain the weight loss when you come off the HCG. There's a very strict protocol for reintroduction of foods, and that enables us to maintain the weight loss, and that's what's so very important.
And this is not to suggest that it's easy, because the other thing that accompanies the taking the HCG is a very strict calorie diet. In fact, it's about 500 calories generally a day, which for a lot of people, they're going to think, whoa, I couldn't do that, I'll be hungry. But part of HCG is making your body isn't as hungry, right, once you adjust to it?
Exactly, and Amelia can probably, share that too, but Amelia and I both are seeing patients with a large variety of history of weight gain and different food addictions and so on. And in our experience, the patients who have significant food addictions, where they've been eating a lot of carbs and a lot of sugar, they can have a little bit of a tough time, but that's why we're here, and Amelia's there every single day to give the support and the coaching, because some of those patients really need a little bit of hand-holding and support. So Amelia takes care of all of that.
Yeah, I bet people have a lot of questions.
They do have a lot of questions, and because it is so radical sounding, like only living on 500 calories, it's a little daunting. But when you explain to them that you're really living off a lot of the fat that you're stored, it's energy. That's why we actually put on fat, is stored energy. Unfortunately, the way most Americans eat is we don't need to tap into that energy, and HCG really makes that possible.
It really kind of goes to the science behind eating and how we actually lose weight, it sounds. Is that's really what you're addressing?
Right, because the HCG helps suppress appetite, helps burn the fat. I'd say the majority of patients have little to no hunger. There are occasional patients who are challenged by that a little bit, and we help them through that with various strategies. But a lot of patients their appetite is very suppressed, and they just can't even eat all the food that's on the protocol.
I had talked to someone who lost about 40 pounds using HCG through the center, and one of the things she said is, especially because she's over 50, she wasn't able to lose the weight like in her tummy, her midsection, in certain areas of her body, and she felt that HCG worked because it almost like it targets those areas where you store fat the most.
Right.
Is that true?
It is true, and I think if you look at Katie's before and after pictures, the majority of the weight loss that she experienced was in her waistline, which is kind of a problem for most people.
Yeah, exactly.
And one thing you've said before on the show is it really kind of addresses some of the food addictions you might have because you clean out your diet. You're kind of detoxing your body, and then when you're reintroducing foods at the end to start eating like a normal person again, you sort of sense if you have any food sensitivities or allergies or problems with food that you wouldn't be able to tell if you just continued on your regular diet.
Exactly, and we spend a lot of time talking to patients about the impact of the HCG on the food addictions, which, as you know, is controlled by the same part of the brain as other addictions. It's really a very similar problem to be addicted to sugar and carbs and cookies and things like that. So for people who really are used to eating like that, there is a lot of coaching and hand-holding and support for about 2 to 3 weeks until they kind of get over that. But once you get through about 3 to 3.5 weeks where you're 100% abstaining from eating those things, all of a sudden you'll notice that you really don't miss it anymore. You're not hungry for it. It's similar to breaking any addiction, but the HCG really helps that because it's working on the part of the brain that controls the addiction. So it works great.
And you look great, Katie.
Thank you.